Hey guys, Zane here, and today we are going to be talking about part 2 of all of this Genshin drama. Now, I said I would only make a part 2 if more stuff came to light, and more stuff certainly did. So, here we are. Without further ado, let's get into it. There are two sides to our story here. The first side are the leakers that we already know. Lumi, Dim, and a few others over on Twitter, Discord, whatnot. These people have been leaking since patch 1.1 at this point, and what they do is slowly, through means that we're not quite sure of, they leak things that come from the beta server. Now, the beta server is over in China. It's what MiHoYo uses to test the next patch. So if we're in patch 1.4, there's a 1.5 beta server. We don't know how exactly they have access to this, but it's assumed that Dim has some sort of connection. Dim is one of the leakers that has kind of let them get access. This is from his GitHub page where we can kind of make that assumption. Now, why is that important? Well, they know that, if they release everything at once, MiHoYo is going to come after them. That's just a fact. We've seen it happen now that everything has been released at once. So, what are they to do? Now, what they do is release it slowly, maybe like a little screenshot here, a teaser there. They build hype, but they're not really revealing anything too huge. And they reveal wrong information too, both because what happens in the 1.5 patch isn't necessarily what's going to happen when we actually get the update, because it's a beta server, but also because, they don't want MiHoYo to sue their asses. And so what happens is we'll get a few small leaks and then maybe a big leak near the patch end. This is what happened with Hu Tao and what's been happening for a long time with people like Zio, even like Child and Zhongli. The leaks have been like that. However, the 1.5 leaks are different, and that is because of another party. Now, they go by Big Boss. It's a Russian. We don't know how many people Big Boss is. We know that there's a bit of a community around it on 4chan. It could be one person, it could be an entire group. It's not expressively clear. We do know that there are multiple people that know Big Boss, and we use the term Big Boss to kind of generalize all of them. So it's treated as a group, but there is one definitive person behind the name Big Boss who is on Discord and releasing leaks, stuff like that. Now, why is that important? Well, MiHoYo fucked up. MiHoYo accidentally released the files for their beta, their 1.5 beta. Now, the reason everyone doesn't have this is because you had to know exactly where to look, and it was for a very small amount of time. Big Boss, however, did know where to look, and they were at the right place in the right time, which meant they got a hold of these leaks. And what they did was go through there, and a few days after, immediately, right as 1.4 came out, they leaked everything in 1.5 at once, all of it out. I cannot talk about those leaks because I like my channel, but suffice to say, it's everywhere. You've probably seen them if you are someone who looks at leaks, and if not, if you're saying spoiler free, that's fair. But if not, you can literally just Google 1.5 MiHoYo leaks, and they'd probably come up. Even bigger news outlets are covering this. Why is that bad? Well, like we've said, MiHoYo will come for their asses if everything's released at once, and so we saw MiHoYo's tweet. And this tweet was, of course, saying, you can see it on screen right now, we've seen a big leak. If we can, we will take legal action. What you're doing is illegal. Everyone, please resist the leaks. That hasn't gone over very well. People aren't exactly resisting the leaks, if you catch what I'm saying. But this scared a lot of the people who normally leak, Lumi and Dim. Lumi, actually, their Twitter account is down right now. They're still active on Discord, but they're trying to stay out of this, and it's assumed people like Dim are going to follow suit. However, that's not where MiHoYo stopped messing up. Oh, no, this is a double whammy of fuck-ups. If you remember from the last episode, I say a lot of people took that tweet as a challenge, and that is half true. People did take it as a challenge, but the reason they were able to do anything after that was MiHoYo, once again, fucked up big. They released an entire build for 1.5. Now, if you're not, in the know, what's a build? A build is basically, you could launch .exe file and get into a version of 1.5, the beta version. It's a build for the developmental beta. This is what the beta testers use. This is what the company uses to play their game when they're testing it. That is a big deal, and MiHoYo accidentally leaked that. And so, Big Boss picked up on that and circulated it It's, of course, the leak from MiHoYo itself is gone, but it's pretty clear that it's online still. It's going to be extremely hard to find. It's probably in Russian somewhere, but it's out there, and people used it, and people got it, and people leaked more. Now, again, MiHoYo does not like that. And this is why a lot of leakers that we normally know have been stepping away from this controversy. Dim and Lumi have even come after Big Boss, saying, like, you've made our job a lot harder. Why would you do this? Like, there's no reason to. You can actually see on screen a Discord message between the two. Dim is the person who's speaking first, and he's basically saying, like, you made our jobs a lot harder, fuck you. And Big Boss just says, yeah, I want to make your job harder, why not? It's complicated. You can choose to be on the side of whoever you want, but let me try and paint what each side thinks why each side thinks they're in the right. Big Boss feels he's in the right because, you know, they're leaking what's essentially was a plan to have MiHoYo, like, make more money. They don't care if they're hurting MiHoYo's bottom line. They're getting information out to the players as fast as possible, as much as possible. Why wouldn't you do that? That's Big Boss's line of thinking. Now, a lot of people on 4chan and the Big Boss group themselves have also propagated this idea that Lumi and Dim and all of them are using these leaks, and they're leaking it slowly to make money. They've talked about several things, but one of the big kind of key points is Dim has a Patreon. And on this Patreon, he just posts Discord bots. He makes a lot of Discord bots. That's what this man's Patreon is. I've looked at it. It is nothing more, nothing less. There's like one Genshin-related thing on there that I saw. That is it. It is its own independent thing. So that part, at least, isn't true. There are still other arguments for them getting money off of this, just juicing it, if you will. And I don't have time to go over those or even debunk them because, I mean, I can't. It's not fact, but there's a good argument to be made there. There's also, however, a good argument to be made on the other side. Lumi and Dim are saying, well, we didn't leak everything at once because if you do that, MiHoYo is going to stop us from ever being able to leak. And, you know, we want to build up hype instead of just, like, you know, stopping it for everyone. Sure, we can get one good patch of leaks out immediately, but then MiHoYo is just going to shut it down and then no one gets leaks at all. Again, each side has valid points. You're free to believe either side. Personally, I side more with Lumi and Dim here, just because I feel that, yeah, I prefer to get leaks years down the line, even if it meant that we didn't get this one huge leak for 1.5. Now, you can argue that MiHoYo might have cracked down on them anyways, or that it shouldn't really matter, and that's your own opinions. But that is what's happening in this drama. Now, there's one more thing I want to talk about before we finish, and that is that a lot of people on 4chan and a lot of these other sites have been attacking Lumi and Dim pretty bad, like smear campaign bad. On 4chan especially, going after Lumi for making money off of this, as they're saying. And things have been pretty heated. I've had the misfortune of reading through a few of those threads, and yeah, they've said some brutal things. Whichever side you're on, I hope you can condemn that. But hey, I mean, 4chan will be 4chan. With that, though, I'm going to end the video. I think that covers pretty much everything I wanted to talk about, and if something does come up, then, you know, part 3 will be on its way. If you want to be able to watch that part 3, like, subscribe, all that, hit the bell, mother's maiden name. It all helps, I swear. Yeah. See you guys in the next one, but until then, bye-bye, y'all. Have a good one.